Here's a tour of my Red Sea Reefer XL 425. This tank's been up and running for about 6 months now. Inside I have 60 pounds of Pukani rock, 80 pounds of Tropic Eden Reef Flakes sand, and about 50 frags at the moment, mostly SPS. I only have a handful of fish. Here's a tailspot blenny hiding in the rock. There's a yellow watchman goby, and somewhere right below him is his pistol shrimp buddy. I have 2 blue chromis and 2 clownfish. You'll see here on the right wall I have a Gyre XR230, and on the left back wall a Neptune Wave for flow. For lighting, I have 2 Radion XR30 Pros with diffusers, and they're mounted using the RMS mount arms with the cables all neatly tucked behind. I have the Red Sea do-it-yourself top, which is a little bit flimsy, but it does its job, and a Neptune auto feeder at the back. You'll also notice behind the tank, the lighting on the wall is from a Philips Hue LED light strip, just to provide a little bit of colored lighting. Looks really nice, in particular at night. Underneath the cabinet, I have a motion sensor light switch, and I'll take my filter off the camera now so we have normal lighting. And in my sump, I have a Neptune Core 20 return pump, which feeds up to a manifold that has 3 reactors, although I only have 2 in use. I'm running carbon and GFO. Each of the reactors have Neptune flow meters to monitor the volume of water flowing through them. From the manifold, the return line goes across to an Aqua UV Classic 15-watt UV sterilizer. After the sterilizer, it goes down through another Neptune flow meter before returning to the pump, to the tank. I have a Nios Quantum 160 skimmer, and that's been retrofitted with an Avast Marine Swabby to automatically clean the skimmer neck once every 6 hours. The skimmer also drains over into an Avast Marine skimmate locker, so I don't need to clean the skimmer cup very often. The ATO reservoir has been converted into a refugium, and the refugium's empty at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and turn on the light so you can see that when I do have algae in there, it's got a nice grow light for the nighttime hours. I use black corrugated plastic to cover the side and bottom of the refugium so that grow light doesn't bleed into the rest of the sump. On the control side, I have a Neptune Apex 2016 model with several modules. I have the ASM for the power monitoring kit, a couple of FMM modules, one for leak sensors and leak sensors and optical sensors for water levels, and the other one is dedicated to my 4 flow sensors. I have an EB832 with most of the devices powered, and a power strip on the side for other devices such as the dose and some of the lighting. All of the power bricks are mounted to the ceiling of the cabinet to keep them sort of out of the way. This is the core control module, and I have a Neptune dose that I'm currently using to dose BRS 2-part, and all the electronics in this cabinet are powered by a small UPS, which will give us enough backup power before the whole house generator kicks on in the event of a prolonged power outage. At the back behind the cabinet, there's a PVC pipe coming up containing some poly tubing. That's used for both my automatic water change as well as ATO top off. And that PVC pipe goes through the wall. And if I walk behind the aquarium and into the garage, the PVC pipe comes out from the aquarium, goes up this wall, across behind my furnace and hot water heater, over to my mixing station area. Another Neptune dose is mounted on the wall that is used to do the automatic water changes. And I have another FMM module to control the ATO and a PM2 that I'm using for temperature and salinity monitoring of my mixing station tank. I'm using a BRS 5-stage RODI filter. It also has an automatic flush solenoid that runs once every hour to clean it out, so I don't have to worry about that. The RODI and water changes drain into a utility sink, and the mixing station itself has two 75-gallon storage tanks. The one on the right is for fresh water. At the top, I have a magnet-mounted optical sensor to tell when it's full, along with a float valve as an emergency, and another magnet-mounted optical sensor near the bottom to warn me when the tank is nearly empty. On the saltwater side, there's another optical sensor at the bottom of that to let me know it's almost empty, along with a heater and a salinity probe and temperature probe. The heater and the pump are controlled by this Neptune EB4 on the back wall. And I also have a quick connect cam fitting that if I need to do a large water change, I can connect up this flex hose with the cam fitting and drag the hose into the house. But luckily with the automatic water changes, I haven't had to do a large water change since the first fill of the tank. So we'll go back inside. And let me put my orange filter back on to get a better view of the corals. And a little more tour of what's in the tank. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.